Okay, so as you saw there, I was knocking the freeze plugs out of this 273 Mopar V8 engine, and I wanted to show you what kind of shape this cooling system is inside the engine. It's pretty rough, and this is why I'm doubtful about these car rescues that people do, that they just pour water in it and off they go, and they make it home and they show up in the driveway and everything's just fine. You can see what happens to a cooling system. So prepare yourself. This car sat about 22 years, I guess, to my knowledge, without being run. So that's behind the freeze plug that was rotted out. You can see what caused it to rot out. It had all kinds of gunk packed in behind it. And this one has got some more stuff just packed in deep. I don't even think, not sure if that passage is even open. I knocked out these on the heads, and they're not quite as bad. But one of those was, I've got those all out. Yeah, one of them was, I think the front one was rotted through. When I touched it, it just came right apart. So you can't get away without doing this on an old engine. If it comes out like this, you need to change them. Like I said, don't bother that one. That's a cam plug. That's not coolant. That thing doesn't even look like it's in there all the way straight. I guess it is. And don't take the oil gallery plugs out. But along the sides here, you can see what's already fallen out on the ground. Look at that. That is terrible. And people wonder, they have an old engine like this and they get together and try to run it, and they wonder why it overheats. The thing is packed solid in there. That's where I took the drain, the block drain out, and it's solid. It wouldn't have drained. These are the freeze plugs from this side. So they're pretty bad. That one's about gone there. Not much of it left, so they were pretty rough there too. It's not quite as bad on this side because it had not, several of them were leaking, and I guess it was moving some water through. Sorry, get over there a little better. Look at that. That's the one that was rotted out. This one. I showed you the top of the water pump. This has the old style water pump on it. See, this one's packed, it's full, no water flow there. And the underside of the thermostat housing was okay, but the thermostat was just packed up with stuff. This looks like this is the kind of thermostat that originally came in these cars, if you're curious. These high flow ones. So when you put one that's not like this back in it, you're not putting the original kind back in it. Look at this thermostat housing. Surprisingly, the bolts just came right out. Shocked at that. But it's all got to be cleaned out. So yeah. So I got some advice from the elders about what to do with this bolt over here that's frozen. Won't come out, which is this one, and this goes from here, that's of course it's the head of it, and then it goes all the way through. It goes through the water pump, goes through the aluminum timing cover, and goes into the block. And I'm 99% sure that that's not seized in the block. It's probably seized in that aluminum timing cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the rest of the bolts off this water pump, and I'm going to cut the head off of this bolt. I'm going to try not to mar up this bracket anymore than I have to, but I'm going to try carefully cut the head off this bolt, and that way I can get all this off here. This one, of course, this one came out, and all the other ones did too, I think. And that way I can get the water pump off, and then get in there and hopefully turn, maybe at that point turn the thing out with some channel locks, get it unfrozen. If that won't work, then we'll have to try to pull the timing cover off over it. But we'll get it off there one way or the other. I'm going to pull the timing cover, front pulley, hard boss, or timing cover, intake, valve covers, oil pan, all that stuff. We're going to strip it down to the long block, clean it up. But I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to try to maneuver this thing out a little bit further, and I'm going to get my water hose. I'm just going to, first thing I'm going to do is suck all that stuff out that I can with the vacuum cleaner, and then I'm going to get the water hose out here and run water through it. I might set you up on the tripod over there so you can see how bad it looks. It's going to make a place out here, but I'm going to try to wet it down pretty quick and keep it from making a stain in the driveway here. A beautiful driveway. Alright, let's do it. Alright, I've been up a coat hanger, and I'm going to ream this thing out and see what we get out of here. I already did an exploratory journey through here with this thing. It's got a lot of crap all in the bottom. I don't know what this is, all rust, or I tell you, I pulled out a big turd of something back there. Looks suspiciously like stop leak. I wouldn't be surprised that's what it is, but I'm trying to get all this loosened up in here. It's in the bottom. There we go, yeah. Can't really see what I'm doing yet too well. Straighten my coat hanger out. This is a genuine Mopar cooling jacket cleaning tool. Once I use this, I'll sell it to you if you want one for $500. I know it looks like a coat hanger, but it's not. If you buy this for $500 from me, then you can put it in your collection of hard to find Mopar service tools and stick it away so only you know where it's at and only you have it and nobody else can get to it ever until you're ready to part with it for 3 or 4 times what you paid for it. Can you tell that I have a distaste for parts hoarders? Like, I've got a little sideline going now that I'm restoring starters, but I don't charge people $800 for them because it does not cost me near that to restore them, to buy them or to restore them. So. Come on out there. Yeah, some of these, I touched a nerve. I can tell I touched a nerve when I was talking about these folks. And I'm not picking anybody out, but these folks that do these kind of recreations or dramatized versions of driving an old car home. You know, there's a channel I've been subscribed to. He seems like a nice guy. He's not terribly communicative, whatever the word is. He doesn't interact a whole lot with people on his channel, but he just bought a 71 Skimp. that somebody put a 360 in, and he took off in it to drive it home. And probably wasn't that far away from his house, but it was running pretty good. And guess what? He didn't make it. He was on the side of the road. And you know what? He said, well, we're not going to make it. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? That's 85% of people try driving a car. Been sentenced 16 years, 18 years, 20 years. I'd rather see that. I'm not disappointed. Instead of somebody loading the thing, driving it down the street a little ways and then loading it on a trailer and then driving it and then loading it back off, unloading it, driving a little bit more down the interstate and then back on the trailer. You know, you're not going to tell me people don't do that. Yeah, like I said, that touched a nerve with some people, and they didn't want their fantasy to be ruined, I guess. All right, I'm going to pause you. We're going to go around the other side and see what we get. See, this is the behind the scenes part of YouTube, the not exciting part of it. This is what really happens. When the dancing stops and the jokes stop, this is what people really have to do. They have to sit here on their rear end with a coat hanger, giving a V8 engine an enema, so to speak, or an impaction removal. You know, and I can't say that this is the most fun thing to ever do, but it has to be done. You know, that's why they're a proctologist. That's why they're a podiatrist. People, doctors whose specialty is feet or the rear end or maybe mucus. It's not glamorous. It's not fun. Well, maybe it is fun for them. I don't know. But it might even be considered distasteful. But somebody has to do it. So now, though, you can see, so in all seriousness, you can see why that. You see that file there? I can see that I was not willing to do this before this. A lot of engines I probably should have, but I didn't. My brother, what's my brother's name? My brother has a Mopar, or he did. I guess he still does. I don't hardly hear from him, but and it kept running hot, and I guarantee this is what's in his engine. This is why you have to do this, because you have your radiator redone, and then you run this through it. It stops it right back up again. This block has to be totally clean, no matter what it takes. No matter if you have to sit here for days and hours doing this. No matter if your wife threatens to divorce you because you spend all your time out here cleaning the block out. You remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind when what's his name got obsessed with the Devil's Tower? It's what this could turn into. This could be an obsession about blocked cooling passages. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to raise you up here. mount this water pump right here. Not that we're going to use this water pump, but. And the thing has got something up at the top up here. I told you it's stuck. Looks like it's packed with junk here. I'll say that. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen. All right, I'm going to do more of this off camera. I know you guys are probably about to fall asleep now from this, but where's my screwdriver? There it is. Okay. Oh, I'm breaking through. There we go. Not that we're going to use any of this. We're just going to get the. I want these to try to clean this, and then there'll be other junk fall in there. Huh. Okay. Okay. Next up, we're going to do this some more on the off camera on my own, and get the water hose out here. Probably gonna end up, when I pressure wash the block, probably gonna end up pressure washing this thing too. Yeah. That's why you gotta have freeze plugs. Yeah. Like that. That's what's inside your engine. Yep. Okay. I think I got this hose fixed finally. Oh, what's wrong with this thing? It's jammed up with that, whatever that was there. See what we get out of here. Okay. There's the front up here. Alright. Go for the bottom one. There we go. Look at that. Nasty. Alright. Not near as bad up top like that. It's up and it's out. It's not near as bad. hope we don't find a lot of water in the oil pan after this. Golly. Huh. I think that drain plug was twisted in two in there. That's not good. Sure feels like it. Something's in there. All right, guys. I'm gonna spray this out here so it doesn't make a big stain and mess and all that stuff. So anyway, fascinating subject, isn't it? But nasty. So next I think we're gonna put the distributor back in to kind of seal that up, and then we're gonna get busy degreasing this thing. Alrighty? Yeah, let's do that. See you there.